Ready when you are.
Gotcha.
I was looking up the lyrics of the Sopranos intro theme thing, like the song that plays in the intro, and the meaning of them.
Okay.
I think it's about a female alcoholic or drug addict just going about a day.
As you do.
Maybe killing someone else for some reason, but I'm not sure why.
What is this? You
You
say
know,
Sopranos?
Yeah, you know Sopranos intro? Woke up this morning, got
Got
yourself a gun.
gun. You
Yeah,
did it?
yeah. Dude, did I tell you this? I went to a festival over summer.
Okay.
Are you still here? You still with me?
Yeah, I'm still with you.
It was like middle of the day, a little bit tipsy, walking around with India and whatever. And then literally, mate, walking around, and I'm like, oh my God, that's Sopranos.
Oh, what? It was
And,
like playing somewhere?
The band who wrote the song
Oh.
playing main stage, weren't they?
Bloody hell, okay. Interesting.
Isn't that great? That, like, what a great
Yeah,
moment.
that is a very, like, random thing to happen, definitely.
And then I was with this big group, and I was like, oh my God, it's the Sopranos theme tune. And then, like, everyone's looking at me like, I've never watched Sopranos. And I was just like, what?
I still haven't seen the new thing, the prequel, yet.
Me neither.
Yeah, I need to get around to doing that.
Is your mum going to watch it?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get it for her. She says she doesn't want to, but I don't know. We'll see.
Are you thinking Christmas present or?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, all right.
We'll see.
No, I'm not. It's not a trick question. Jay.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
Like it's a cryptic
I've already got all the
question.
Christmas stuff sorted out. So.
Have you?
Yeah, everything's done.
All online.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Fair play. I went, did my annual Cambridge shopping day, got like 90%
You
of
said
stuff.
annual
Very proud of myself.
Cambridge.
Cambridge shopping day, yeah.
What, you actually went to Cambridge?
Yeah.
Just to shop.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. How the other half?
Yes. Little family day out. But like I say, it was very efficient, Jay. I'm very pleased.
Okay. And you got all your stuff done then?
I did.
Good.
And while I was there, Jay, I was wondering something.
Uh-oh.
Where does the Ancient One take Stephen Strange in a final attempt to help him master the sling ring? I mean, that's
I actually know this. Have you not seen Doctor Strange?
Yeah, but I didn't rate it. Really.
Mount Everest, I'm pretty sure, is the answer. I don't even need the
It
multiple.
Is.
Yeah.
No options needed. Jay.
Doctor Strange is still my favourite Marvel movie, I think. I can't wait for the next one, but apparently it's been mucked about with a lot, so I'll have to see.
There you go. Is there reshoots and stuff happening?
Yeah, tons of reshoots, yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. Oh well.
I'll tell you something else that had loads of reshoots, Jay.
What? I don't know what you're going to say. You're going to say Justice League?
Oh, actually, no. I was going to say No Time to Die had lots of revisions in the script, and that was alright still. So
I still haven't seen it, I don't think.
Oh my God, Jay, what's wrong with you?
I don't know. I'll catch it at a later date.
Are you ready to talk about video games?
Yeah.
Got any games for your game box? Good.
What do you want to start with?
I want to start.
I feel like we've got so much to talk about this time.
Do you? Yeah, it
feels like it.
We've got quite a lot of news stories as well. We're kind of in it though, aren't we? We're in the season now. It's like go.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my God, my mind's been so elsewhere. I'm going on YouTube. It's like 6 days till Halo Infinite campaign. I'm like, what? 6?
Yeah.
It's
kind of insane, isn't it?
Audio listeners, not sure you won't be able to see it because you're not watching it. But Jay's got a hat on. He's going for was it Silent Bob?
Jay and Silent Bob, yeah. I mean, considering
Silent Bob.
Yeah.
So he's all wintered up. I'm an Eddie, so yeah. Anyway,
my head gets cold, even though I've got all this hair. It still gets cold.
Yeah, it does. First up, mate.
Yeah.
Your topic for this week.
Yeah.
Figure fantasy.
Yeah, this is gonna.
Can I just quickly say, Jay?
It kind of sounds like Final Fantasy.
It does. It sounds like an ice skating Final Fantasy.
Yeah, like figure skating. Okay, so it's a mobile game, funny enough.
Oh, okay.
But I
Okay.
thought,
Open mind.
considering that I'm not really like, I'm not really like doing too much at the minute, apart from this and like a little bit of Pokemon. I thought I might as well talk about it. I'm not sure if I ever talked about Arknights before, or not Arknights, Alchemy Stars. Did I talk about Alchemy Stars before?
Yeah, I think you did. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is like my next iteration of that. Basically, it's a gacha game. You know what a gacha game is?
Yes, Jay. I know what a
Okay.
gacha game is.
It's a gacha game. So imagine Toy Story. Yeah, can you imagine it?
Yeah, imagining.
But you know how like some anime fans have like anime girl figurines, where they're like posing in like a certain way, or they've got like some sort of like
Sexual way?
no, just like in like a special effect, like a fireball, but with like an anime girl or whatever.
Sure.
Like imagine that, but like you could collect those figurines, but in a gacha game. So they're like Toy Story, where they're like actual figurines, but they move. So it's like a 3D Toy Story, but with anime girls.
Wait, so hold on a minute. Sorry. So you're playing a girl that's collecting the toys?
No, I'm just playing a regular person.
Oh, right. That looks like the toys.
No, the toys are just there. They're like Toy Story. Like I said, they come alive when you're not looking at them.
Mate, sorry, you've completely
I don't see how. It's super simple.
Okay.
There are figurines that move when their owner isn't in the room. And you collect them, and you have to fight against other figurines or like dolls.
Yeah. So you're playing the figurines.
I am. You have to unlock them and get them out of boxes and stuff like that.
Oh right, yeah. I mean,
level
that's
up
from Toy Story.
Like adding equipment and making them stronger, all this kind of stuff.
Great.
The usual.
That's cool.
But it's kind of good because you can usually tell if one of these games is going to like last a while. Because I said this last time with Alchemy Stars, like these kind of the gacha games don't come along that often, where they're like that's going to stick around for a little while. Like there's been like 4 or 5 gacha games that's come out in the last 2 months, and I think this is the one that's going to stick a bit more than the other ones. Well, to me and anyway, but I don't know about everyone else.
Sure, like it feels like this is going to stick around longer than.
Yeah, I'd say the other one that seemed like it was going to stick around was one called Revived Witch, which I think a lot of other people are playing, but I've had to stop playing it because I can only really play 2 games at a time. So okay. I have to pick and choose.
So what makes you go to this rather than stay with another game like the Alchemy Stars thing that you were working on?
I'm still playing Alchemy Stars. That's definitely like my main, and then Figure Fantasy is sort of like my main adjacent.
Is Genshin in the mix at the moment?
No, I haven't played Genshin in bloody months. That's just not worth it anymore. Like you either play Genshin and nothing else, and that's it. Like you literally can't play anything else because by the time you finish your dailies, the night's already over.
Right. Okay.
It just takes way too long.
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, it's gonna. You can play free to play, but you got to be lucky more than anything else.
So is this game good?
It is. Yeah, I've put a couple of days. It came out on the 30th, so I've put 2 days into it. I'm already a pretty high level. Got some pretty good characters. So like in this, there's like in the One Piece game that I was playing before.
Mm-hmm.
There's like factions. So certain characters have a faction they're associated with, and if you get 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, or 5 of a kind in your team of 5 total, you get a boost. So if you get 3, you get plus 10 attack, plus 10 HP. If you get 4, you get 12%, and then if you get 5, you get 15%. So I've sort of been working my way towards one team that's 5-piece, and I've finally got the 5-piece. So pretty happy about that. I'm also like in the top 50, I think, on PvP in the Europe region.
Right, that's pretty serious.
So yeah, I'm pretty up there.
Is there a lot of players at the moment?
I think there's. I mean, well, yeah. So a lot of games tend to give out free pulls for the characters for the gacha system, depending on how well the game is doing. And I think the game has just been rated. It's just been rated like one of the best gacha games releases in a long time. So they gave out some like free stuff because Alchemy Stars is the same thing. Like the game did it so many people played it that they just gave out free stuff all the time, and
Who's
that's
rating it?
usually a good
Sorry.
sign of like, Say that again.
Who's rating it? Sorry.
What do you mean? Who's rating it?
You said it's like rated like as one of the best catcher games, or
I don't know. I mean, hang on.
but a lot of people are playing it, so they're giving out free stuff, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just
Okay,
reached
that's good.
1 million people playing recently.
That's a lot
Has
of
reached
people.
rank 1 on the list of top 3 games of Google Play,
Got
and
you.
it's also 1 million people that's currently playing it, which is pretty bloody good for a multiplayer game or for a mobile game.
And Jay, what have you been playing this on?
On my new phone.
Oh,
New phone.
look at that.
Finally got an iPhone that's gonna like have good battery and is gonna last a good amount of time. Well,
Nice
actually, you should be able to see the infrared.
background.
Look, you can see the thing flashing. Oh yeah, that's a manga page from. You can't see it very well, but it's from Seven Deadly Sins.
Oh, cool.
It's just like right at the end.
You said you got a case with a back stand that your dad got you. Where's
Yeah,
it from again?
it's a Spigen. That's what the make is.
Spigen.
But yeah, it's got
Because
like a little kickstand, so you can just sort of like have it on a.
I rate that a lot, actually.
It's also got like a hole for like a, what do you call them, a pop socket or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I think you can either have a pop socket there, or it's just for the fact to show off the logo. I'm not even sure.
Sure.
Yeah, one of those.
Just to let everyone know.
But yeah, I've basically upgraded my phone just so I can play mobile games better. That wasn't like the sole reason, because I had an upgrade anyway, like a free upgrade. But it's my battery lasts a hell of a lot longer. Like I haven't like usually my battery right now on my old phone would be at like 10%, but it's now on 60.
Yeah, that's great.
So
Man.
yeah, like the battery's just better. The game, my
everything's
phone
better,
doesn't get
really.
hot like my other one does. If I play a game too long, it gets burning. I've had to put my old phone in the fridge before just to cool it down.
Jesus.
I know. So yeah, it doesn't get hot anymore. I can actually play things on a decent quality. Like I've actually been able to turn up the settings from low to medium. I'll probably put it on high if I feel like it. I don't know.
Dude, I still sometimes, like if I'm not feeling it or whatever, I'll go on like discovery mode on Valhalla and just go on my phone in bed. And I got to say, the latency is getting less and less and less. Like I was playing. We'll come
Oh
on to
yeah,
it,
because you actually
but
play
I
on your
was
phone, don't you? Yeah, I forgot about
like remote play,
that.
and I was playing Ratchet and Clank, which we'll talk about later, on my phone. I can't tell you how well it ran, Jay, on
Yeah.
remote
Okay.
play.
Well, there
Like
you go.
at least 40-50 frames, being
Decent.
not 60 being the norm. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's cool. It's
So
cool.
yeah, to round up about Figure Fantasy, I'm doing
Yeah.
well on it. I'm enjoying it. The graphic, I guess, it's a really good graphical style. Like it is kind of like you can usually tell how much work has gone into a game, and you can like this. They've put a lot of like work into it. Usually, like there's so many of these gacha games that are like so simple, and that you can tell like hardly like a lot of work's gone into it, but you can tell they've made it simple so that it runs better, or like probably because they haven't got a very high budget. But you can tell whoever's making this has got a good budget, and it shows with like the marketing. I've seen a lot of it. Even on IGN, they've been showing trailers. Like if a trailer for a mobile game is on IGN, it's probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm hoping that this thing lasts much like Alchemy Stars. I think Alchemy Stars has had like 5 or 6 events, and it's only been out like 170 days or so, like half a year, 6 months. That's pretty. Like I've had an event every month. Like that's kind of insane.
Oh, interesting. Because you usually start playing these games at launch, I find.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
So yeah, I'll probably update on that depending on if it's still going in the future.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
that's kind of what I'm playing at the moment. I stopped playing Godfall just because I wanted to play that more. I even stopped playing Pokemon because I wanted to play this more. So that's where I'm at.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, do you mind if we move on to the news, Jay?
Sure.
Welcome to the news for this week. Video games and everything to do with them. Maybe a little bit nerd in general as well. So first up, Jay, let's do yours first, if that's okay with you.
Yes.
I've got Adam Bankhurst over at IGN. DC Universe Online developer Dimensional Ink Studios is working on a Marvel MMO.
Yeah, so I have probably spoke at length about Marvel Heroes on this podcast before. Do you remember this?
Yes.
And how it is still probably my favourite Marvel game of all time and probably my favourite MMO of all time.
Yes.
And I put so much time into that game that I maxed out every character with the best possible gear.
Okay.
Yeah, I've still got the game saved on my computer, but for some reason, if the game ever comes back to life, which it won't, but if it did, I've got it. So
You played it on your laptop?
I played it on my laptop, yeah, for years.
Okay.
Literally, I think the game came out maybe like 2012, 13, and I probably stopped playing it 2016, 2017. Played it for
Okay.
like 3 or 4 years straight. It's a good game, really good game, and I'm hoping that this new Marvel MMO is going to be at least something like that.
Jay,
I don't think we've
I can
got any,
understand
you
if
know,
they wanna
info on it yet, but
do a new, like, you know, they want a new foundation. But ultimately, my question to you is, why get rid of that MMO if just to develop another one?
so they're going to want to introduce all the new Marvel stuff into it, basically. Because where
Okay.
Marvel Heroes finished was right around, I want to say, Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
So I think before Thor Ragnarok came out, they planned to have that as an event in game, and then just skipped it, and then the game shut down its servers right after that. So I reckon they kind of want to finish that phase of Marvel MMO and the Marvel Universe, and then go into the next phase and be like, right, this MMO is going to be more like the modern Marvel from the movies and comics rather than the older stuff. Because I feel like the Marvel Heroes referenced a lot of the good parts of comics from Marvel history, whereas this one's probably going to be all the bad stuff from Marvel's history of comics, because it's going to be all the recent stuff. So
Right. Okay. Got you.
yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be fun to play, but it's probably not going to be the best source material, unfortunately.
So, yeah. Well, you'll just see how it looks.
Yeah,
and
just
go
sort
from
of,
there.
keeping my finger on the pulse, seeing what's going on. I mean, DC Universe, is it DC Universe Online? That's been going for like about a decade now, I think, maybe longer. It doesn't hold up
It's
very
still
well.
going.
It's really bad. The graphically, it's awful.
Oh right. Is it PS3 game?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It was. I mean, it's on all the consoles and it's on PC as well, but it doesn't hold up. But I'm hoping that this is like them like potentially scrapping DC Universe Online and like really, really trying to make this Marvel one look good. I'm hoping it
Yeah.
isn't just
Sure.
DC Universe Online, but with Marvel, because that's a really bad place to start. You don't want
Okay.
to do that.
Got
You
you.
want to like
Got you.
really start from the ground up on this. So
Okay.
I really hope it isn't like DC Universe. I kind of hope it's like a new version of that, and that it's more like Marvel Heroes. But we'll see. I have hope, but not that much. I'm going to keep my expectations low, and we'll see how it goes.
I like it. I like it. Next up is Matt Wales at Eurogamer.
Yeah.
By the way, these news stories this week, they aren't necessarily the ones that reported on it initially, but they're just the ones
No,
where
they're
we're
just
getting
ones that
our
are
news
yeah.
from. CD Projekt Red hard at work on Cyberpunk 2077's next major update will arrive alongside next gen version.
Yeah, so they've sort of stopped developing any new like bug fixes or anything, and they're just working on, like they've said in like I think in their update a month or two ago, trying to get the next gen version, upgraded version done, as well as just extra DLC content. Because I think the first DLC content was supposed to be out like the beginning of next year.
Okay.
I want to say it might have even been like now. Like DLC was supposed to be around about a year later.
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
But then
I can't
everything
remember
got
the original
massively
timeline.
pushed.
I can't remember, like, because, like, the next gen update was supposed to be, like, June this year, so I imagine all
Yeah.
the DLCs.
DLC would have been
timelines, it's
right
all been
after
pushed.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll kind of have to again like see what's going on. It's just one of those things that's going to keep popping up until it's okay.
We know when I'm gonna play this game, Jake. I've said it a million times.
Yeah.
Are you gonna when if they bring out DLCs, if they bring out some more stuff, are you jumping back in straight away?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It depends on the kind of DLC. Like I have in my mind, my perfect DLC for Cyberpunk is like a whole like new area, or just some sort of like new story, but in the whole map that like involves you having to go everywhere. You know,
Oh, cool.
one
Yeah.
of those
Okay.
would be fine. And this kind of like blends into the next news story. As to
Yes.
part of the reason why I'm bringing this up is because of this next one.
Yes. Cyberpunk 2077, as reported on by Market Research Telecast, which is interesting, celebrates a flood of positive reviews on Steam.
Yeah, so part of the reason for this is because the game has currently been on from the Black Friday sales, been on sale for very, very cheap. So a bunch of people have gone, well, they must have fixed it by now. I'll buy it for however cheap it is. I think it went down to like £10 for like most people, right?
Are
It's
you
like
sure?
super,
It
super
wasn't like
cheap.
20, 30 quid?
I think some people got it for like less than that, like 10, 15.
Okay.
Depending on where you bought it from, it was like so cheap. People were, it was literally like, you know, almost being given out at this point. And I think since people have actually bothered to buy it now because it's so cheap, they've gone, actually, this is a decent game. I don't get what all the crap was about it being bad. Like people are actually playing it and finding that they're actually enjoying it. So all the people that crapped on it before were people who'd never played it. It seems like because
AKA Jay was
everything's
right all
flipped.
along.
I mean, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that. You know,
I mean, I grilled Jay about it multiple times. He was like, "I love the game." I was like, "Fair enough." Lo and behold, we see something
you can
like
have
this. You know.
an opinion on something that you haven't experienced, but until you've experienced it, you can't give like a proper review. Like you can't tell
Type thing,
someone
yeah.
else whether they should or shouldn't see something or play something or experience something or whatever it might be. They've got
And
to figure
I
out for themselves, you know.
exactly right, and that's why you need to play The Last of Us Part 2, Jay. So, yeah.
I definitely don't need to do that. You
Oh,
honestly, you couldn't pay me enough to play that game.
you insult me.
I have a number, but it's pretty high.
Jay.
Can't do it, man. It doesn't interest me. I know what interests me. It doesn't interest me.
No, that's fine. Oh, I thought you were just talking from a more
No, not even from that. It literally is a fact of I wouldn't want. That just doesn't seem like the type of game I want to play.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I'll respect that. No, but Jay, on this news story, that is interesting. Like you say, I do reckon it's a bit more like it must be. It's either people who didn't want to get it because it was broken, right?
Yeah.
Or it was people who are a bit more casual and they're like, "Oh yeah, I heard about that game. It looks cheap. I'll get it now." And they're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, it's pretty good." Yeah,
Yeah.
and like maybe they don't have any clue that there was anything wrong with it. Maybe, but like. I mean,
I also think probably the majority of these people are PC players, like because it's been getting good reviews on Steam, right?
right.
And I don't think there's many problems with Cyberpunk on PC versus console. I think console was the main issue, honestly.
Yeah,
So I think there's probably a
so.
couple of console players who played it and went, "Oh, it's actually not bad," but probably a couple of other ones who bought it super cheap and went, "Oh, it is bad." But those people have to
Yeah.
only still have an Xbox One, if you ask me. Like the game is fine on Series X, absolutely fine, and probably
Cool.
fine on PS5 as well.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
So yeah, good news, Cyberpunk. Good news alert, you know. Finally,
Yeah.
like it's actually getting a little bit of decent, you know, coverage. You know, it's getting like decent
Traction.
traction. You know, people are. It's like its popularity is starting to go up. I think this is going to help it in the long run, hopefully.
To be fair, I think you could easily look on this moment and think this might be a turning point for the game in general.
I think it genuinely is. Yeah.
For momentum, like
I kind of think it'll have like a second wave. You know.
Instead of dumping on it, like this could be the moment where it'll be like you say, like either positive or, oh, by the way, the next gen update is out and it's great, and DLC is coming in 2 months and the DLC ends up being really great. You know, it could just be.
I kind of have a feeling it'll have like a renaissance, right? Yeah, like a rebirth. Like it'll kind of like go through multiple stages of this has just happened. Like, you know, it being cheap, everyone's like, oh, it's actually a really good game. and then there'll be another one when the next gen thing comes out, and if it's good and it works and it fixes a bunch of stuff potentially, then it's like, okay, cool. Like, it'll get another wave of this game is actually decent. I don't get what all the crap was about before. Like, I think all that bad press was just like for hype, you know. It was just for like brownie points, so people being like, "Yeah, it's crap. We all agree." It's like, no, you're just a bunch of randoms, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't really. I mean, you can have your opinion, but if you haven't played it, you haven't played it. So.
Exactly right, mate. Next up on the list, something I want to share with you, Jay, because I did think it was quite interesting. Okay. So this comes from Business Insider, and it kind of builds on a news story we talked about last week, I think. So something that's surprising, but kind of not surprising. The Series X apparently was the best-selling console on Black Friday. Now, I actually think, Jay, I haven't read through this news article through and through, I've got to admit. So I'm doing a quick scan now. Yeah, see, this is it. Yeah, so they talk about it in the article, Jay, but actually I think this headline is slightly misleading because it probably was the best-selling. It probably was the best-selling console on Black Friday.
Yeah, but probably not because of Black Friday.
Because it's the only one that's available on store
Yeah,
shelves.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's kind of where it's at, yeah.
So, anyway, and also it wouldn't have been on offer, I assume. So
I'm pretty sure there was just like another wave of PS5s recently too, wasn't there?
Was there?
Yeah, I think around Black Friday there was also another wave of like, right, here you go, we need to get rid of them kind of thing.
Yeah, sure.
So I think it's just, timing, but yeah, I can see it.
But interested to see how much the Series S sells because it's funny, I feel like Microsoft almost designed that console in mind for a PlayStation gamer who just wants Game Pass for cheap, basically.
Oh, I guess
that's how I see that, for sure.
Agreed.
And the last story for this week, Jay, Halo Infinite have done a small update to their multiplayer XP progression system.
Yeah,
so
good.
They've listened to player feedback and they've launched a sort of 1 to 7 match XP bonus for completing a match.
Yeah, see, a little bit too late for me. Had this been implemented from day one, I'd still be playing it probably.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, Jay, after going on it again, I'm not sure it's not enough yet.
Okay.
But then that being said, there are discussions being had, Jay, because the original season 1 was supposed to be 3 months, but it's 6 months.
Yeah.
So that could be one of the reasons why it does feel like it's taking so long.
Yeah. It's very true.
But I feel you, right? Like, if, let's say they had this and XP for getting kills every match, I feel like you might be still playing it.
I'm trying to remember, how much XP is it to go up a level? Like 1,000?
Something like that, yeah.
Let's say that you get 10 XP per kill, or even less, like 5 XP per kill. Like, that's better than nothing. Like, you're not going to get more than like 50 kills a match. Like, you'd have to be insane to get 50 kills, and that would be 250 XP. That'd be a quarter of a level. So let's say you get 10 kills a match, 10 matches in a row. That's 50 a match. That's like half a level for every 10 matches you do. That's only if you get 10 kills. That works out pretty well, I'd say. And then let's say if you win the match, you get 10 XP as a bonus, and if you lose, you just get 5 XP as a bonus. Or even like 20 if you win, 15 if you lose, like something like that, Like, it adds up, but it's little. It's still a little amount for it to add up. But it just seems so stupid. Like, you level up every time you play a Call of Duty match. Why not Halo? It just makes no sense to me. The main reason is because they want people to buy levels. They want people to buy the thing. It's a really, really like sleazy, awful way of monetizing the game, but they did it anyway because they knew they could get away with it. If you ask me, they're just as bad as EA, honestly.
I disagree because it's free, so they got to make their money somehow.
Yeah, but they're doing it in a really sleazy way.
Well, they're updating the game, and I think in the future we'll see more
for the
XP
fact that they've
updates.
even made this much of an effort to actually like listen to feedback, it's surprised me enough. Like, it kind of makes me go, okay, maybe 343 actually have a heart,
I think they do, and frankly, Jay,
just a tiny one.
If we are going to use the EA comparison,
yeah,
2042 doesn't work. Period.
Oh yeah, Battlefield's dead. It's done.
Oh, tell me about it, Jay.
It's done. No, they killed it.
It
They absolutely
is
murdered
so
it.
done.
Like it goes Call of Duty, Halo, and then Battlefield isn't even on the list anymore.
Mate, don't. When's the last time we got a decent Battlefield game? Like Bad Company 2? You know what I mean? Like,
No, I think I played 1 and 5.
yeah, but like, come on. Like, I mean, really, like.
Yeah, I didn't
good,
really
you
play
know?
them. Yeah, very true, very true. I'd
You
say
know what I
the
mean?
last one I really played was Bad Company 2, 100%.
Like, I just don't even know. Like, I don't even know why people
No,
play
Battlefield's
Battlefield a
done.
little
It's
bit.
dead. It's gone.
Yeah, I
Who
agree,
cares about
dude.
Battlefield anymore? Honestly, like it's Battlefield's for people who are like hardcore simulation, wartime players. Like
Yeah,
Call
yeah,
of Duty is almost like an arcade war game
yeah,
versus
yeah, yeah.
Battlefield was like simulation. It's almost like playing the difference between like Gran Turismo being like more of a simulation racer
And
versus
Forza.
Forza, which is more of an arcade simulation racer. Like it's different slightly, but they're like one's more cartoony and fun, the other one's a bit more dark and serious. I'd much rather play the cartoony fun one, you know.
Me too. Me
There we
too.
are. There we are.
All right, that's the news, everyone. Jay, I'd like to. I didn't put it on the doc, but I would just interject with my interlude here. I gave you a homework assignment this week, Jay. The homework assignment was to take a look at this incredible virtual Xbox museum that Xbox has put together for the 20th anniversary, and I think it's sick.
It is
Really,
actually because
it's fantastic.
it's basically the same as what Spotify has been doing for years with their Spotify wrap up. I think it is.
Sure. But it's more interactive than that, you know. Like you've got an avatar, you can walk around in it and stuff. I've
Yeah.
lost Jay. Jay's gone.
No, I'm just looking. I'm trying to find because I had to take a bunch of pictures, so I didn't have to
It's
look.
all right.
From there.
It's all right. So while Jay's looking for his pictures, basically,
Yeah, I found them. You're good.
if you don't know, you just go to xboxmuseum.com or whatever the hell it is, and you can explore the different histories of each console. There's a little Halo bit. The bit I wanted to talk to Jay about was the personal information.
Yeah,
So
it gives
you
you all
can
your
go
stats, basically, right? Or like a bunch of stats. Yeah.
So you can go to your profile and it's got some really interesting stats, these are the sorts of things I want access to all the time. Okay, so I'm quite egotistical. So Jay, give me some stats on some of your stuff that you took photos of, but don't give me your most played game yet because I want it to be a big reveal.
Okay.
Wait, what do you take pictures of? Do you
literally the whole thing?
Okay. So how many titles? Let's just go from the start then. So titles played, number of achievements earned, stuff like that.
Okay. Hang on, let me find it.
You took a lot of pictures, bro.
Yeah, number of titles played,
Yeah, go on.
471.
Okay.
Do you want to compare? What's yours?
Yeah, let's do it. I got 500. I got 596.
Bloody yeah, so you played 125 more games than me.
I reckon
Trying to think
most
why.
of those are rubbish games I used to probably play just to get achievements.
Like indie stuff, right? Like really quick, easy things.
That too.
Okay,
yeah.
total achievements earned.
Let's just be clear, Jay. We know I'm going to wipe the floor with
Yeah,
you here,
mine's
but...
4,645. Yours is probably like double that, if not more.
Yeah, 8,767.
Yeah, about double. Okay, yeah. I mean, you've got about double the gamer score with me. So.
And 4,000 of those are rare for me. What about
you? 1138.
Okay. And what is your gamer score, mate?
99.
999.
99560. So almost 100k.
Oh, dude,
Very close.
we should do a little celebratory party when you get 100K.
Yeah, when I get there, I'll get this. Actually, what games have I got on Xbox that I'm going to be playing? Probably Wonderlands will probably get me there, honestly. So.
Oh, dude, that'd be sick.
Actually, yeah, I kind of want that to happen, honestly. I kind of hope I get the achievement that gets me exactly there, but it probably won't happen.
Dude, that's sick. Did you get your gamer score through the year photo thing at all?
Did I get my what?
Gamer score through the years, like each year gave you a.
So
mate,
20.
Tell me, go on.
2017, I got 860.
Okay.
So you can tell how much I didn't play in these years.
Well, to be fair, you were a PlayStation gamer last
That's what
gen,
I'm
weren't you,
saying,
mate?
right? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
2018 was even less with 555,
Oh my god.
and then 2019 was 2.5k, so I kind of kicked in a bit more.
Resurgence, yeah.
2020 when the lockdown, so we're at 5,000,
Wow,
and
nice. Odyssey's
then
in there. Yeah.
2021 I have 6,150. So 2021 has been
Wow.
my most active year on Xbox ever.
Well,
It
in the last
seems
5
in the
years,
last
right? Or
5 years
something.
at least, yeah.
Wow. Crazy. Okay, so mine, Jay, you're gonna. I mean, this. Yeah. 2017, 20,000.
Okay.
2018,
Jesus.
22,000.
What are you
Okay.
doing? That's so much.
2019 drops off a cliff, 12,000.
Oh wow, didn't do a lot then.
2020, the year of the great lockdown, Jay,
Yeah, probably like
9,000.
you hardly played.
Dude, what? And then this year, I've got 11,000, which is more than last year.
Yeah, that's odd. That's really odd.
Mate, honestly. First console played, I assume, was 360 as well? Or did you
Yeah,
have a game attack? Yeah.
yeah. 360.
All right. Right, Jay, let's move to the good stuff then, because I'm super
All
excited
right,
about
just
this.
roll them off. Let's go.
All right. Most played game each year, Jay. Before we do this,
Do I have
let's do
this?
most
Oh, I
played
do.
game.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have a think about what your most played game is, okay?
I'm going to think about yours is probably Halo, if I had to guess.
So we got to incorporate 360, One, and Series X, right?
Oh no, yours is what's the RTS game? Red Alert?
No.
Didn't play
No.
that much?
No. I did, but
Okay.
obviously
Or maybe like
not
Halo
that much.
Wars. I know you played that a lot.
Halo Wars is in my top 5.
There you
most
go.
played
See, I knew it
games.
would be an RTS. Yeah.
Very good. So Jay, I think yours
What, my most played game ever?
most played game ever. To be honest with you, Jay,
I mean, it's actually kind of easy once you
Xbox.
know what it is.
Really?
Should I tell you what console it was on?
Yeah, please.
It's
Yeah.
360 game. That makes it harder, honestly.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's actually kind of. I'm
What
actually
were you
not
playing on
surprised.
360 all the time?
I genuinely only played this game, maybe like a Halo game, and like maybe a bunch of like Final Fantasy stuff, maybe.
It wasn't Crackdown, was it?
No, actually that's not even on any of my top anythings. Crackdown.
Okay, 360 is hard for me, Jay, because we played a lot of games in that gen.
Yeah.
Mate, honestly, my mind's completely blank. Can you
Right.
give me a very, very small clue?
Fighting game.
Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, but a particular one. It was Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition.
Of course it's Street Fighter 4.
That honestly does not surprise me. I put like thousands of hours into that thing.
Jay, do you want to know something even less surprising than that?
Go on.
My most played game is Skyrim.
Oh, that makes sense.
I mean, what
Skyrim doesn't even make my list anywhere. It's kind of insane.
So, Jay, what are your top 5 most played games of this thing?
So, top 5 most games ever, or like depending on year or what?
No, so just ever. I think it's separated into different genres a little bit.
Oh, so my most played shooter is Black Ops 2.
Okay, yeah.
My most played other shooter, equal, is Modern Warfare 2. Makes sense.
Wow. Okay.
RPG, Destiny 1.
Wow.
Played that a lot back in the day. Fighting game, Super Street Fighter Arcade Edition.
Yeah.
And then other fighting game, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Makes sense.
Wow, okay.
So I've literally got 2 shooters, an RPG, and 2 fighting games as my top 5 most played games.
I've got why so cool. So I've got Call of Duty 4 as a shooter.
Yeah, okay, makes sense.
I've got Fallout 3.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense for you.
I've got Halo Wars, which I told you about.
Yeah.
And then the last 2 are Oblivion and Skyrim.
Yeah, that totally makes sense for you. That's like, if you had to define Nick in 5 games, that's pretty much it.
Dude, honestly, when I tell you each most played game for the last 4 years or whatever, it's literally the least surprising list I've ever seen. Like, I think looking at this list, Jay, I've now gone. Do you know what? Actually, Bethesda do make my favorite game, so I am quite excited for Starfield. Clearly, because I just play all their games all the time. You know what I mean?
I guess so. Yeah, you are
And
a Bethesda boy, it seems.
I am. And for you,
I
you
consider
love
myself
fighting
I
games.
consider myself a Capcom stroke Activision stroke Bethesda boy.
Yeah,
I like them all.
yeah.
I
So
guess
what was your most
who
played
made
game each
Destiny? It was
year?
Bungie, right? Bungie did Destiny.
Bungie did Destiny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So did you play that on Xbox One?
Which one? Destiny 1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Got you.
Should we do most played game each year since 2017?
Yeah. Yeah. Crack. Yeah. Please.
2017 Call of Duty Infinite Warfare.
What the?
I played that a
Why
lot.
you
I probably
play?
played that for like a month or two, maybe.
What? Why?
It's Call of Duty. I was running to Call of Duty at the time.
Oh, do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I liked Call of Duty up until about a year or two ago.
Oh wow, that is shocking.
2018, you won't be surprised by this. Forza Horizon 4.
Oh, that's
That's when it
great.
first came out, I think, 2018.
Awesome. You didn't have Game Pass either, did you? I
No,
don't think.
I bought
Wow.
it straight up. 2019, this I like a lot because it was probably my favorite game of 2019. What?
Might be the same as me. Go on.
Syndicate.
Oh.
What's yours?
Borderlands 3.
Oh, no, I played that on PlayStation.
Ah, got you.
Yeah.
AC Syndicate.
Yeah, AC Syndicate was
Oh,
my Xbox game
amazing.
of 2019. Which I'm kind of surprised actually, because I would have thought I played Final Fantasy for longer, but obviously not.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense.
My 2021 you might be a bit surprised by.
Is it Odyssey?
No, it's Cyberpunk.
Wow, yeah, of
That was my
course.
most played game, and I played it at the end of the year too.
Wow, like in like 2 weeks, right?
It was like 2 or 3 weeks straight,
That's crazy.
and then weirdly 2021, Destiny
Yeah.
2.
Oh my god, your list. What is
It's
that?
a weird ass list, I know.
Mate, that is literally such a J list. That is literally like, what does Jay feel like playing?
Yeah.
Oh, he feels like playing Destiny 2. And then
All right, what's
Cyberpunk?
yours each year then? Go on.
Right, again, no surprise here.
No
Jay.
surprises here, exactly.
2017, Fallout 4.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's
Obs.
probably when it came out.
2018, these are the years I played these games, by the way.
Yeah, probably.
Witcher 3.
Yeah, yeah.
2019, Borderlands 3.
Yeah, I see. Mine would have been
2020.
that had I got an Xbox, but I got it on PlayStation.
No doubt, no doubt. 2020. Can you guess which game I played the most in 2020?
Probably FF15.
No, I played that on PlayStation.
Oh, okay, go on.
Odyssey.
Oh, yeah, okay. That should have been mine, honestly. I'm very surprised. But I obviously played Cyberpunk like an extra day longer than I did Odyssey.
I was gonna
Odyssey
say
was like 2 weeks roughly, and so was Cyberpunk. So
I bet it's pretty tight.
I bet it's super tight. If I looked on my stats,
Yeah.
it's probably like it within like an hour or something, you know.
50 minutes.
Like
And in
seriously.
2021, again, no fucking surprise, Valhalla.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so Valhalla actually comes up on one of my lists. First game per console.
Oh yeah,
So Valhalla was the first game I ever played on Series X.
yeah,
Call of Duty Ghosts was the first game I played on Xbox One because it came out at the same time.
yeah.
And then Skate 1 was my first ever game on 360. It's like 2006, 2007, I think it came out.
How did you? Sorry, Jay. How did you get up the different? How did you get that info?
It's on the list.
Oh, okay. Oh, I haven't got that. Sorry, can you repeat them for me, please?
So yeah, 360 was Skate 1.
Yeah.
Xbox One was Call of Duty Ghosts, one of my favourite Call of Duties. And then Series X was Valhalla.
Oh, amazing.
I also had the first day I ever started playing my most played game ever, which is Street Fighter. It was on the 25th of July 2010.
Right. Okay.
It's the first day I started playing it.
Right.
My first sign in to live
Yeah.
was on the 15th of December 2008. So my Xbox Live anniversary is coming up. I'll have been
Wow.
on Live since 2008, so what's that, 10, 13 years of how I've had Live?
It's a long time.
Yeah. My multiplayer game you've most played, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. That's my
Wow.
most
Okay.
played multiplayer game. And I think that's
I
all. No, I still have more stats.
My I've seen it, but I can't remember where they are. My first game for each generation, I think, was I can't remember 360, but Xbox One and Series X both AC.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think the last lot of stats I have are my most rare achievements from each year, but I mean, I don't think I'd even be able to guess what they were, what they're from. I think the only one I can guess is the 2017 one, which is a Forza thing, but the rest of them I have no idea. They're all so random,
Yeah.
you know.
Me too. I've
But yeah, that's
I
all the
don't
stats I
recognize
have.
them. Cool. No, that's great. I really, really enjoyed
They're
that.
interesting now,
Did you
aren't
enjoy
they?
the museum?
I did, yeah. It's kind of fascinating, honestly.
Good. 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 I'm glad we went through that.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Jay, let's move on.
Okay.
I played a very important game over the last week and a bit. Ratchet and Clank
You
Rift
did,
Apart.
yeah.
So I haven't actually made notes on this because it's still fairly fresh and because I
Okay.
didn't. So I'll just say a few things on it, really. I was kind of overwhelmed by how good this game was.
Yeah, I mean, it does look amazing from what I've seen.
Ugh, Jay, it's just...
I'm guessing it's just like it's like a massive sort of show off to PS5 and how well the PS5 can play games. That's probably like most of the, I reckon the development team probably went, right, how can we make the PS5 stand out with this game, and vice versa.
Yeah, well, I listened to an interview from the creative director because I was so intrigued behind the directors of this game after finishing it, and I was like, I've got to know who made this. And he was saying, like, I think they basically came up with the concept of how to show off the PS5 power through going through these different riffs, and then how do we incorporate that into a Ratchet and Clank story. It was kind of the drift I got.
Yeah.
Which is fine, right? Like you say, it kind of makes up for cool gameplay.
So yeah, you kind of build a story around a mechanic
right.
that happens to be something that will show off the power of the console it's being played on. Yeah, it's quite a weird dynamic. I don't think that's ever really been done before. I don't know. Trying to think.
If it has, I'm not sure it's been done this smoothly.
Yeah, I was going to say this seems like probably one of the best iterations of it. So
yeah, it's it really overwhelmed me, Jay, and like I don't really know. I haven't got much else to say that hasn't already been said about this game.
okay.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's super polished. Everything about it is amazing. The graphics are amazing. The sound's
Has
amazing.
there ever been a Ratchet and Clank game that isn't polished or like well done from day one? I don't think so, right? I mean, they've all been like. I feel like Ratchet and Clank games are what you expect, almost from like a Rockstar, where like every game just seems to be like done and has been done for like a long time. Like it doesn't need any updates or anything.
Yeah.
But the recent events, but before that,
Yeah. So there were a few in this. So during the PS3 era, there was a time where they were pumping out Ratchet and Clank games for some reason.
It was like
so
one
some of
every
those
year
were a
or
bit
something.
Unpolished, but yeah, it was crazy. But the mainline games, they've all been super polished. And to be honest, Jay, like there's a few main points I took away from completing this game. First is obviously PlayStation are just making. They are making masterpieces making them look easy. They are making. They are. I can't say this. They are making masterpieces look easy.
Sure, yeah, that's kind of what you want out of like any entertainment. You want to have it almost seem like it kind of came out of nature,
Right.
Like it was just it. It was just it became. It is being,
It's just like with 7 Remake and Ghost and all this other stuff. It's just like they just do it every time. Like every Spider-Man, God of War.
It's
Horizon,
weird.
Like, they just do it every time.
I don't know if you've had this before, but if you play a game for too long, you can start to see the cracks.
Sure.
I feel like you'd probably have that with any game that you play. It just depends on how long. Because I feel like the longer I played Odyssey or the longer I played Ghosts, you start to see the cracks a little bit, and it starts to like almost feels a little bit disappointing. But then you think it kind of makes it more grounded, more human. You know, like you fact, everything's got something wrong with it. Like nothing can be perfect, like 100%. Like to me, there is no 10 out of 10 game. Like the best game I've ever played is like a 9.9. Because 10 is
Sure.
just 10 is what my ideal game is, and I don't think there is one.
Right.
I don't know if I've played it yet. I can't put my stamp on that until I 100% know.
Well, for me, I do rate games 10 out of 10, and this is one of them. And I'm struggling. Yeah, so that's the first point. The second point is, Insomniac are one of the best developers in the world. Their games are uber polished. They've put out 2 PS5 titles within a 6-month
I would
period,
say they
which is
got bought by
unbelievable.
Sony, right?
Yeah,
They're like
yeah.
part of the PlayStation game studio
Studios.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And they're making the Miles Morales team's making Wolverine.
yeah.
They're obviously making Spider-Man 2.
Two
So,
with Venom. Yeah.
my mind's now going to like, what's this Ratchet and Clank team doing? Like it sounds like they've got 3 teams over there, which
Would
is
you want the
crazy.
Ratchet and Clank team to make another Ratchet and Clank game, or would you rather they'd start a new IP?
I want another Ratchet and Clank game.
Yeah. Okay.
But that leads nicely on to my other point, Jay. I've played almost every single Ratchet and Clank. I'm a hardcore
I think
fan.
including like the PSP stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm a fairly hardcore fan, and for as someone who like was probably 7-8 years old playing Ratchet and Clank at 2 in the morning on his PS2 to play this at 25 years old, it's like, what do you even say to that? Like, Ratchet and Clank is not only still around, it's literally one of the best games of the year. Like, how I can't comprehend that.
Has it been? I can't remember. Was it nominated for Game of the Year or no?
It was, yeah.
Okay, I'm guessing that's probably your hopeful winner.
100%.
It seems.
I don't like putting things in time frames because it's weird and stuff. But if you were like, Nick, what's your favorite game you've played in the last few months? This is it.
Okay.
Brilliant.
What about? Is this the best game you played this year?
Yeah.
What else have we played this year?
Valhalla.
Yeah.
Let me get up for you because I struggle to remember the games I've played.
I
But
don't know if I
all
can
the games
remember
we've
the
spoken
games I've
about, right?
played.
Like FF15, Man-Eater, Destroy Humans, Control, Valhalla.
I think I played all those 2020. Everything
Me?
you just mentioned, I think I played 2020.
Oh, sure.
So
Sure.
that's probably why I'm getting a bit confused.
Yeah, because I mean,
But I know
you
like
usually
all the
play
games
things at launch,
yeah, I was
and
gonna
I
say
play
most of the
things when.
things I play like around when they're coming out, and then you sort of tend to like go, oh, I'll
Wait
play
till on
that as well
sale.
later on, or
Yeah,
whatever it might be.
yeah. Crikey.
Crikey.
No, I am struggling to think of whether I played other things in this year because I got my Xbox earlier this year. But this is the best game I've played this year. It's my favorite Ratchet and Clank game, period. Which is an achievement in itself, and I couldn't recommend it enough. It's an extraordinary game. It made me care about the characters, like truly, for the first time in Ratchet and Clank. Not first time. Like, I love Ratchet and Clank, but it's not known for its character development and progression, right? But I cared a lot about all the characters, and one of the things that they touched upon in the Crack in Time, which was the last kind of real full title, was this kind of sense of universe and world, and there's other things in this place. And I always thought they touched on it, but they never went down on it, and that they should have done that, and they did that in this game. There's loads of different alien species, and it makes you feel like you're part of a universe. And I was like, thank the Lord, that is I've been looking for that for like the last 5 games.
So they've innovated, is what you're saying, basically.
Oh yeah,
They've sort of hit the time where, like, I know you probably had like an idea of what you wanted Ratchet and Clank to become since you were younger, and you probably feel like it's gotten more closer to that point, is what you'd say, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
And obviously the rift stuff is super impressive. There's like barely, there isn't any load times in this game, basically.
That's what you want.
Yeah, like no loads. Like if there are load screens, they're not load screens. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. They're
like
hidden
elevators
to make them look
stuff,
like other things or whatever.
Yeah, so it's super smooth. Do you know what, Jay? Actually, one of the things where I actually know how much I like a Ratchet and Clank game is the new game plus or the challenge mode run through,
Okay,
because Ratchet and Clank's one of those series which has had it from the very beginning. This like
true.
new game plus stuff, right?
Yeah,
So I actually like. I'm all about the story first playthrough, but then second playthrough, I'm basically a Goldilocks, if not faster, right? I'm like skipping cutscenes, I'm just going through it, I'm just having a great time shooting stuff, right?
yeah,
And I think you get a much better idea of how much you like the game when you go through the game in such a faster pace, basically.
yeah. I feel like the
And
first playthrough is almost like a personal thing. The second playthrough is
right,
more of a just like have fun and do what you want kind of thing.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
you need to
And
get all the
I
personal stuff out of the way and then just have fun later.
and I love the I think I played this two and a bit times. I maxed out everything, obviously platinum, but like even beyond the platinum, like I got maxed out all the guns and stuff.
Yeah, so you'd already got
And
platinum, but you still have more to go, is what you're saying.
correct,
And you still kept going. Yeah,
correct.
that's how you know a game is good. Is that even when you've done everything, achievement or trophy wise, you still keep going until you've finished everything, regardless. You know.
That
Yeah.
doesn't happen very often either, you know.
No. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, that's one of those ones. Like AC is a big one of that,
Right.
and then just sort of any game that you know that you're gonna just like or that you've been excited for a long time, you tend to want to do that stuff. But I think I did that with Final Fantasy actually with 7. I just sort of like done most of the things I wanted to do and just kept going anyway. So
100%,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
So obviously I loved every minute.
good.
There are a few things I want to bring up, Jay.
Please.
So the first is, I think with everything included, I think I played around 15, 16 hours of this game.
That's not a
Okay.
lot.
That's not a lot.
Well, hang on. So
Okay.
you did everything in that amount of time?
Yes.
That's really bad.
This is what I want to bring up.
Yeah, like I honestly expected you to say like 30 to 40 hours is what I expected
No
you to say.
way. No way near.
Jesus
Not even
Christ.
close. No. So while the quality of this game is 10 out of 10,
Yeah.
there I don't think many people are talking about this, but the price tag is, I'm not going to say too
Yeah,
high,
for 16 hours is way too high.
but like I got it for 45 quid,
okay.
and I personally would struggle to pay any more than that as a massive Ratchet and Clank fan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think too, because Guardians was about 12. Was it 12 hours?
No, I thought you had like 18 hours on that or something.
I can't remember if it was 12 or 18. No, I think
thought it
you're
was
right.
like
I think
12
it
first
is.
playthrough and then like 18 for everything kind of thing.
I can't even remember now.
I definitely thought it was more towards the 20-hour mark.
Okay, well, I'll say it was 18, but I mean, like, that game was super short.
Right.
Like, I don't get how a Ratchet and Clank can be any shorter. Like, it would feel like an indie game at that point.
Well, it doesn't, because it doesn't only because Ratchet and Clank games have always had a similar length, and so when
Really?
you play a Ratchet and Clank game,
Oh,
it
man.
doesn't feel abnormal for it to be that long, if that makes sense.
I'm trying to think, like, what would you have rather the game been longer?
Sure, but not at the expense of quality.
I was gonna say I have a feeling that the reason why the game was so short is because of how much went into making the game what it is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think had the game been a worse quality, it probably would have been longer. Which is a weird thing. Like you kind of have to find that balance. It seems like in next generation game development is that either the game is short and really good quality, or a kind of medium quality and slightly longer.
Yeah,
That kind
or
of seems
like you
weird
say,
to
like
me.
a medium quality or high quality. Like we've talked about a lot, haven't we? Valhalla could be a once in a lifetime game if they made it 30 hours, but instead it's 120 hours, and it's like
Yeah, but the
just good
quality
or
is
great.
still amazing for AC.
The quality is amazing, but I reckon the quality would be Witcher 3 level if it was half as long.
Oh, I
You know
see
what I
what you
mean?
mean. Yeah. We're there.
We're
I'm
there.
on your wavelength. We're on the same level. We totally just got there. Okay.
So I don't know, Jay.
Okay.
I don't regret buying this game,
No, I wouldn't.
but
I wouldn't do either because it's Ratchet and Clank.
yeah,
Same way,
and
I don't regret getting Guardians, even though like it was
exactly.
expensive for how much it was, for how long it was. But yeah, I don't regret it because I love Guardians and I love Marvel. So
Right. Exactly.
yeah,
And I think a good way to think about it is, that's a night out in town, and you're
yeah.
getting longer than that, so
I mean, yeah, you're
um
basically you've paid what like a meal for like I'd probably say like a meal for
yeah,
two
meal
at
for two.
like a medium quality restaurant
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, 100%.
with a drink. If you're
Yeah,
lucky, you
exactly.
know. Yeah, that's not
Exactly.
bad.
So another thing I wanted to bring up, Jay, was it's not it. I don't want to say this, but it's the truth.
Uh-oh.
It's not perfect yet.
What, the game?
I think a better Ratchet and Clank game can and will exist.
Well, yeah, that's literally just what I said to you was nothing for me is ever going to be a 10 out of 10 until I know the pinnacle has been hit, and I don't think the pinnacle's ever been. I don't think the pinnacle's been hit ever. Like, where's the
Mm,
pinnacle right now? Like, where has it? Where does it exist? I think Final Fantasy has probably gotten the closest, most
which
close.
one? Sorry,
Um,
7 remake.
7 remake or 5th or like honestly, 13 for me is about as close as it can get to like the perfect game.
Wow, controversial.
I mean, 15 is pretty close. I mean, all any of those, the 7 remake, 15, and 13 are all very close.
What
They're
I
like
mean is
9.9 and 9.8s for me.
what I mean is that there are definitely things about the game where I'm like, I don't necessarily like that, or I don't like that. So, for instance, there's quite a lot of backtracking on planets, and I
Oh,
always love
oh
that
no.
sense of exploration on a new planet when I play Ratchet and Clank game. And there has always been a little bit of backtracking. You usually go back to your
Yeah,
ship or your
there's
homeworld
usually
planet to
like
send your
a
task.
ledge you couldn't reach before for some reason.
And that too,
Yeah,
Metroidvania.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which, by the way, they have got some elements of that, but not as much of that in this game, which is surprising.
Okay.
And I don't mind getting gold bolts and stuff, but I
Yeah.
mean genuine like mission backtracking. Like we're going back to that planet and we're going back to that station like multiple
No, I feel like that
times.
was like that in previous Ratchet and Clanks now.
It
I remember
was,
doing
but
that
for
fairly
instance, Jay, I
heavily.
think there's only 8 or 9 places, locations in this whole game,
Oh, okay.
and I'm fairly certain there's more than that in other Ratchet and Clank games, basically.
That sounds to me a little bit like Jedi Fallen Order as well.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
remember there was times you
totally.
had to go back to other planets, and there was only like 6 or 7 planets in there.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
there
that's
is that
fine.
element, and there are also other elements in the game where I'm like I say, like it's not perfect yet. Like there are definitely elements of a game where I'm like, I can imagine this in a better Ratchet and Clank game. But
Oh, so what you're
that
saying
being
is you're
said,
holding out hope for another game, not for this game.
I definitely want another Ratchet and Clank game.
Yeah, okay. But what
This
you're
is not the
saying
pinnacle yet.
is that Ratchet and Clank won't stop until it hits perfection, basically.
Oh, I hope so. Oof.
I kind of hope
What I
that's where
mean
we're
is
going with
like
AC as well, but I think we might have already hit it.
I know what you mean. I know. So in relation to that analogy, I don't think Rift Apart is the peak of Ratchet and Clank, which is incredible to
Okay.
say.
I
But
reckon you need to rank the Ratchet and Clank games.
oh,
I think that
okay,
should be like a thing. You just rank them separately. Like you go off and rank them, and then come back and just
sure,
show us a list and
sure.
be like, right, here's my reasoning why. You know, like a really brief kind of thing.
That's really hard, Jay, because there's so much nostalgia involved in that.
I think you might have to
Like
make 2 lists. One of like a personal nostalgic one, and then one that you think
sure,
from like a gaming development level.
I like it. I like it.
You know,
I like it.
that's
I'm
something for
trying to
the
think of your
future.
equivalent of like of that for
My
your like
equivalent.
for a franchise.
Oh, me specifically, probably be Pokemon's maybe.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, fair.
But I mean, yeah, that's super nostalgia right there.
It is.
Trying to think what games there are that I've played where there's like loads and loads of iterations.
Don't
I
worry,
don't
don't
know.
worry.
I
I'm
have to
sure we'll
think
think
about
of one. But
it.
last point on this: if this game can exist, Jay, in the state it does, with the success it has, why can't Jack and Daxter exist? Why can't Sly Cooper exist? Why can't I mean Spyro does exist and Crash Bandicoot exists? Why have we sidelined all these other kind of what are for us or for me childhood games? Why can't they exist in the world today if Ratchet and Clank can? Is
It's
my
probably
question.
because they want to stick with the one that did the best, and Ratchet and Clank did the best of all the what you just mentioned.
Do you think it did the
It
best
made
though?
them, yeah, clearly, 100%, yeah, yeah.
You think?
Oh yeah, obviously. Jack
Okay.
and Daxter was never as popular as Ratchet and Clank. Same with Sly Cooper and all those.
Interesting.
No
Okay.
way, no way. Ratchet and Clank's always been the most popular.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
You,
whenever there's any of those types of games, if there's like multiple uh, games that are similar, there's one that's going to stick around the longest, and it happened to have been Ratchet and Clank. So I
fair
don't know if
enough.
I'd want to see one of those other games again. I feel like they've had their day.
See, I want to see them now that I've played Rift Apart,
I don't know.
but I hear you. I
Yeah,
hear you.
yeah. Maybe there's like going to be
Jay.
a new IP or something. You never know.
Yeah. Sure. 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 Um.
Yeah.
Jay.
Yes.
Pokemon update. What you got for me?
So I finished Pearl.
Ooh.
It took me
Wow.
about 30. Well, actually, weirdly enough, I caught the legendary exactly 24 hours in, I want to say.
Oh wow. That's a pretty long game.
But I didn't actually beat the Elite Four until about 31 hours in,
Okay.
roughly. So the game was roughly about 31, 32 hours for me to finish. And I've actually started a new playthrough on Diamond now, so I'm just making my way through that. But I haven't really got very far because I've been playing, figure fantasy instead. So I'll get there. Just it'll take me a while. I was actually kind of
You still
impressed
enjoying
with
it?
how much of a challenge the Elite Four was.
Well, you said it's one of the hardest Pokemon's, right? Last
Yeah,
week.
it wasn't actually as hard as I thought. Probably because I was pretty over leveled, or at
Okay.
least I thought I was. But then when I started playing, I was like, yeah, I'm not really. I think I was more overly prepared with like potions and stuff. I did a lot of like healing in between. Like I remember playing Fire Red and Leaf Green and like having like 20 max potions, full restores, hyper potions, 10 of each of the like awakenings and like poison cures, like all that kind of stuff, right? Antidotes. And I did the same thing on this. One of the best things you can do in Pokemon, first important item you want to get is the amulet coin, and then put it on your first Pokemon. And every time you do a trainer battle, always have your first Pokemon as long as the amulet coin on. By the time you get to the Elite Four, you'll have close to 1 million currency in the game, and you'll be able to buy as much of this preparation stuff you need. And that's basically what I did. I had about 1 million credits, and I was like, right, I'll just buy all this stuff and then breeze through Elite Four. And that's kind of
Is
what I
that meant to
did.
be in the game? Is that meant to be in the game?
What, amulet coin?
Yeah, like this loophole or this
It's not really a
exploit.
loophole. It's just more of like if you're a veteran of Pokemon, you'll just sort of know that's what you should do.
Right. Okay. Got you.
So I remember I did that on every other Pokemon I played. The first thing I did was get Amulet Coin and put it at the beginning of my party and just do all the trainer battles.
Rake it in.
Because
Okay. Fair enough.
if you let's say you make 5 grand on a trainer battle with the Amulet Coin, you'd probably make something like 8, and that adds up
Okay.
over time. Like sometimes it can double, sometimes it can triple, depending on how hard the battle is. So
Are you
I had a
enjoying
lot of
Diamond
money.
still?
I am, yeah, because there's Pokemon differences, as you probably have remembered, since like forever. Like whenever there's been two different versions of Pokemon, there tends to be Pokemon that you can get in one and can't in the other, and vice versa. I'm actually making an effort to have at least one or two Pokemon in my party that are a version exclusive, just so I at least get that, different. Because I
Exposure
get the
kind of
different,
thing.
I get the different experience. What I can't get on the other one, at least I'll have definitely had it on the other one. So
Yeah.
that's
Sure.
kind of where I'm
Can
at
you
right now.
trade? Can you trade the other game, like, because you're on the same system, or
No,
does it not work
unfortunately
like that?
not. I think if I had to do that, I'd have to have another Switch. Unfortunately, I'd
Oh,
also have to have
mate.
two Switches with, I want to say, two different accounts that both had online. So I'd have to be paying a subscription for online on both Switches with two different accounts.
Oh God,
Yeah,
no,
it's a
mate.
mess. It's an absolute mess. So the only way I'd be able to do it is if I actually had someone I could do it with, but I don't, unfortunately. So if there's any,
Oh,
like, I can't ever get Alakazam, can't ever get Machamp, Can't ever get Golem. Can't ever get Gengar because they're all tradable. It bugs me because they're some of my favorite Pokemon, but I can never use them because I can't ever trade my Pokemon. So it's just one of those things, you know. I have to
Frustrating.
always
If I
pick
win the lottery,
Pokemon that.
Jay, if I win the lottery, I'll get one for you.
Yeah, get Switch, get Diamond and Pearl, and then we'll trade stuff, you know.
Oh, dude, I'll get one, but I'll just get you a spare one if I'm winning the lottery.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I'll get one too.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
So
cool, man.
yeah, I'm still enjoying it. I'm still going to be playing it. I'm probably going to be playing it up till Christmas. Then as soon as Christmas hits, it'll be Miles Morales and Demon Slayer. That's my plan.
Exciting.
And then as soon as they're out of the way, probably back to Pokemon, and then maybe a bunch of other things. I don't know. Depends on what comes out between now and then.
Elden Ring.
No, I don't think I'm going to play. I'm not going to get that day one.
Okay.
I need to wait. I need to watch people play it and see if I can actually be good at it initially.
Are you waiting until Christmas Day for Miles Morales? Like, you mean past
No,
Christmas
I won't
Day?
play Miles Morales till probably. I
The
might.
week in between Christmas and New Year,
Yeah, I might
basically.
start it either Christmas Eve, and then finish it Boxing Day or the day after. That's probably the best way I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll start
no
it probably
worries.
Christmas Eve. Yeah.
Cool. Oh,
We'll
that'd be
see.
a nice game to put on Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
For sure.
get that done, sort of out of the way, and then I can, because it's going to be a pretty quick platinum. And then hopefully I think Demon Slayer is probably going to take me about 20 or 30 hours. So
Groovy, man.
yeah.
No, it's cool. I'm happy to hear about your Pokemon update. So, guys, we've now got a debate. Last week we proposed a debate question. Are seasonal games good? Yes or no? Now, by seasonal games, we mean games that are set at a particular season, not games that we might have played over a particular season, or games that have seasons. Right, Jay?
Really? I
Yeah.
kind of included those anyway.
Cool. Okay.
Just because I couldn't really come up with much, honestly. I was actually surprised because I thought that me being thinking, doing the good side, it might be slightly easier, but actually kind of no.
Okay.
Still pretty difficult for me to come up with. So yeah, well, maybe this will be a short and sweet one.
Yeah, for sure. So do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first?
Just if you just start with something like in rebuttal,
Sure. Okay, so I'm arguing the case that seasonal games are bad. So
Yeah.
First point, Jay.
Go ahead.
They date the game. And by
okay.
that I mean,
yeah. What do you mean by that?
If you're playing Miles Morales not in Christmas time or winter, it's not as effective. Like the whole time you're like, oh, this would be nice playing at Christmas, or oh, this is set at Christmas, but it's not Christmas. So you've got 9 or 10 months of the year where, it's not as good, basically.
Huh. Okay. Can I rebuttal?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I think okay. So my argument was going to be that even though you may not play it during that season, playing it out of season can make you feel like you want to be in that season, and can even be like a nostalgic thing too.
Sure.
So let's say you play Miles Morales during Christmas, or even not during Christmas, and then you go play it again out of season. It can then remind you of that time you were there before. So I think in general, it's sort of it's more. I guess it's more of like a personal thing, whether it's going to be good for you or bad for you, right? In terms of like how you feel about, depending on if it's the correct season or not. Like you can still enjoy playing a game out of season still. It just depends on if you're that type of person or not, it seems like.
Yeah, I definitely think you can enjoy it still. However, everything's personal.
Yeah.
And I'm basically trying to think of objective points for a personal thing. But I would say, from my experience, playing a game out of season, whether it's for the season it's based in, has typically been not as effective.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
Playing it in the season it's played.
I have another example being, I think it was at Batman.
Yeah, sure.
I can't remember which one it was. It wasn't one of the Arkham games. I think it was like the one in between.
Arkham Origins.
Yeah. Was it? I think it was set at
Arkham
Christmas, right?
Origins is set. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Would you say that if you played that during the summer, it would be strange for you?
It would be. I'm saying it wouldn't be as effective as if I played it at Christmas.
Effective. And so you're saying that
Yeah,
because it's set during a certain holiday, for it to be at max capacity effectiveness, it would need to be
yeah.
played during the same time.
Correct, and that's exactly why I'm not playing Miles Morales at any other time of the year.
And the reason you think that is what?
I don't know, Jay.
Yeah, I'm just trying
Uh,
to think like from like a maybe like a personal thing. Like I don't know whether I guess I could say the same thing right about how I'm not going to be playing Miles until it's Christmas. But I mean, I could play it now, and I feel like I could still get as much enjoyment out of it as if I didn't.
oh well, but now it's Christmas time. You know.
Yeah, alright, okay. So let's say I played it during like July this year.
Good. Okay. Good. Yes.
I think I'd probably still get the same amount of enjoyment out of it just because of the fact that there's a Spider-Man in quotes game, right?
I disagree. I
Okay.
think not. I'm not saying that it's by a huge amount.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm arguing I would enjoy it slightly less because I'm playing it in the summer, not at Christmas time.
Okay. I think I can probably, uh, yeah, lose to that one. That was good.
No, no, no. You know, there are no winners
Again,
and
it's
losers
yeah,
here,
it's
Jay.
sort of like a personal preference, but also I can kind of see where you're coming from. I do agree with you a little bit. Yeah.
What's your? Come on then. Let's hear a point.
Chance for events specific to season stroke holiday.
Oh, that's a good one.
So if we're talking like multiplayer games, a lot of multiplayer games tend to have seasonal events based around Halloween
Oh,
or maybe like a summer pool party theme. I know League of Legends tends to do like a pool party theme. I know weirdly actually Alchemy Stars did a beach event during the summer. I think they're probably they did a Thanksgiving event recently, more specific to America. And I think, like you said, having played those events during the time the events were going on, made them feel more impactful, more like you, maybe more like you were involved. You know, like you kind of had a part in playing it, or even that it's going to be a memory for the future, right? Like maybe you'll come back to it maybe the same time next year. Maybe they'll redo the event, but with like a slight difference. You know.
sure. I think that's hard to argue against because it's
It's tough.
basically a game. The seasonal event is produced because of the season, but it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what game it's in. You can do it to like any game.
I think the thing you probably could say is that it's time specific, right? Because I know I
Mm,
had this issue with Borderlands
yeah,
in that if you didn't play the Halloween event during Halloween, you then missed out on it. And I think they locked it off. But I think Borderlands did open it up to where you could get all the event stuff
yeah, they
regardless of
did.
that. But most games don't do that. So I think I'm pretty much giving you a layup here.
No, I like it.
I'm helping you
I'll take
out.
the layup.
I'm
I'll
helping
take
you
the
out.
layup.
All right, what's your next point?
My next point.
I don't think I have much
I
more
do
than
love
that.
seasonal events, by the way, so I
Yeah,
can't
yeah, they're
really
great.
argue. Um, okay, second point and last point, really. It's not really a point. What if you don't like the season?
Yeah, sure.
So like, what if you straight out hate Christmas?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's very
or
true. And
like you're a different religion and you don't
oh
celebrate Christmas.
wow, yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. I'd say
Like
most
you're
games don't celebrate Hanukkah.
right,
They don't celebrate Kwanzaa.
right.
Uh,
You're
trying to think
making
what
shit up
else.
now.
No, Kwanzaa is an African
I joke.
holiday.
I joke.
I
But yeah,
think.
like if or let's say genuinely, like to be fair, I don't really, but like let's say you hated summer or something.
Yeah,
Like if you play Horizon 4 or 5, you're probably like, like why is it? Well, Horizon 4 is a bad example because it's fucking seasonal, but like Horizon 3, which is sunny all the time, like these games. What if you don't like it? What if you don't like the season?
one thing I can say about that actually is I really didn't like Forza 4. One of my biggest problems with Forza 4 was the fact that it had seasons in it, and
Yeah,
if it was the winter season, you just had to drive in the snow and it was just slippery.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I'd much prefer the summer and it was dry roads and everything was like super, handling was just better in general. I
Which
honestly
leads to my
couldn't play
third point,
Forza when it
Jay.
was winter. I couldn't play it.
Which leads to my third point, which you've just given me, the impact of game mechanics from the season.
That
You
was
know what I
actually going to be
mean?
my next point, so yeah, keep going.
But no, go on. I'm only joking because I nicked yours. But go on. What's your next point?
No, mine was about that. So I have an example, two examples. Have you played Frostpunk?
No.
So it's a game that's actually on Game Pass, so I recommend it.
No, I know what it is. I haven't played it though.
Okay. So yeah, it's like a apocalyptic world where Earth is basically frozen over. It's a little bit like what's that movie Tomorrow, whatever it is, Day After Tomorrow, whatever.
Yeah.
A little bit like that. The world's kind of frozen
Hold
over.
on a minute. Hold on a minute. What do you mean, whatever? Like, arguably the best disaster movie ever?
Yeah, good movie. I'm just saying, yeah,
Right,
that's what it is.
okay. Right.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but set sort of like during more of a Victorian time. So most things run on steam engines or like coal, essentially. So you kind of have to have this like heater in the center of like a circle that's sort of like melted into the ice. And you have to survive and make a community and go out and explore and find resources and stuff. And I'm just thinking that whole game is basically based on the mechanic of snow and it being winter all the time. And I think the fact that that could even be a thing is just fun. And had it not been for that season, had it not been for, winter being a season, game probably wouldn't have existed. I can't imagine you doing anything like that. I mean, you could potentially do just a general post-apocalyptic game, but then the heating element thing wouldn't really make sense. It'd just be a survival game. It'd be like a zombie game,
My rebuttal to that,
Please.
that's not a seasonal game because there are places in the world where it's always icy.
True.
So I would argue.
I mean, you could say that about any season, honestly.
That's true.
So I can see where you're trying to come from, but I think I can slay that one down.
No, I'm thinking no.
My other example was like snowboarding games.
Oh, SSX.
More, yeah, SSX, exactly. Like more of a wintry type thing too. But I guess you could also some games have like a combination of like summer sports being like skateboarding, BMXing, and then mixed in with like because I think Rise Republic just came out, and I'm pretty sure you can do both. You can do snowboarding, you can do skateboarding, you can do like BMXing, like mountain biking, all that kind of stuff.
Dude, I haven't seen anyone play that game, by the way.
No, I think it's probably going to die pretty quick, much like Steep did.
Right. Was that another Ubisoft game?
Yeah, I played Steep. It actually wasn't that bad, but it kind of got a bit out of hand pretty quick.
Got you.
Really complicated to play, actually.
Riders Republic, wasn't that interesting because they had like 60-person races? Like
yeah, or maybe even like 100 or something. It was just, one of those sort of like Battlefield mechanics where there's just a bunch of people. I'd much rather just be like 6 versus 6 or 10 versus 10, Keep it simple.
I love the 100. But anyway.
Keep it simple.
Was that your last? Have you got any more points, Jay?
Let's have a look. I was going to mention just about like nostalgia in the seasons, like me and you have spoken before about like during the summer we can enjoy a game or maybe it reminds us of a certain game that we played during the time. Like for me, summer is sort of like Final Fantasy. That's just what summer is. Summer is Final Fantasy. Summer is AC. And then certain ACs can actually be during the summer and some can be during the wintry sort of times as well. But for me, just like seasons in general, just for me mean like, and holidays, just straight up nostalgia. Nostalgia is almost always a good thing, depending on if you had a bad experience or a good experience. Because I guess for your rebuttal, it could be that what if you had a bad experience during that, with that game for that season? Whenever it comes back to that season, you're just going to think of the bad time you had.
Yeah, that's true. But like, you got to have a pretty bad experience to always associate a whole season with it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that is quite niche. Maybe that's not as much of a rebuttal as I thought.
No. I know what you mean though. And to be fair, I think Rogue had like icy bits in it, which I didn't love either.
Oh,
Assassin's
okay.
Creed Rogue.
Sure. Oh yeah, you're
So
right. I remember. Same with AC3 as well.
yeah, yeah, I think so.
But
So
Valhalla does, but it makes sense just because it's Norway.
yeah, and also it's not annoying. I don't think, is
No,
it?
they actually improved on it. You could slide and stuff, you know.
Slide,
Um,
groovy.
and I guess last thing was just the fact that it just shows off more of the game. Like the game can sort of evolve depending on the season. Like I said with Forza, like you had to put snow tires on if you want to drive. Good or bad thing, up to you, you know.
Yeah, like it shows off more of the game's capability, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
basically, like it sort of shows that the developer put more effort into just one look of the game. You know, they put in effort more of like 4 looks of the game or whatever. So
And I guess so. Something you said earlier, is that good though? Like
yeah,
is it worth that extra time if you don't like driving in the snow?
yeah. For me, no, but for others, maybe.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel, Jay, about the idea of a game being actual seasonal in real time?
What, like you couldn't actually play it unless it was like a specific day to another day?
Oh no, I was thinking more. Imagine Skyrim, but like
Oh,
now is
yeah,
winter in Skyrim,
yeah.
and then
But if it
in
was
some or like
July, it would be like sunny and there would be hardly any. Like all the mountains
right,
would be slightly less snowy than they are now. You know.
right,
Yeah, that would
right.
actually be pretty cool. Like if it was like. But I think it'd be better if it was like. I mean, I know actually, yeah, it'd probably be better if it was like real world seasonal. But I guess you could have in-game seasonal too, right? Because
Yeah.
technically there are seasons in world, but they'd happen a lot quicker. Like you'd probably go through all 4 seasons during like the span of a couple of weeks, maybe. Versus in the real world, which should obviously take 3 to 4 months or whatever. So yeah, no, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Groovy. All right, guys, we're nearly there. We're nearly there. It's time for Guess Who's Review. So, for those who haven't played before, me and Jay pick a random game review from a random media outlet. We pick 3 quotes from it, and the other one's got to guess the game based on the quotes. More points the quicker you get it, basically. It's Jay's turn this week, and I've picked a really easy one because we've had some controversial weeks here in the show. So
Yeah, I'm gonna be picking a really hard one next time.
and I'm fine with that because I'll still get it. So
You bugger.
Jay, if you don't get this, I swear I'm not taking any
Honestly,
responsibility.
after last week, I don't even care anymore.
Don't
I'm a
be
bad
like
loser.
that.
I don't care.
Don't be like that. Okay. So quote number 1. Are we ready?
Please.
Okay. If I say blank, by the way, it's because I've blanked it out. Okay.
Yes.
Ironically, for a game set in ancient Greece, blank is anything but Spartan.
Was there more? Keep going.
That's it.
Say it again.
Ironically, for a game set in ancient Greece, blank is anything but Spartan.
Okay. Shall I go for my guess?
Yeah.
AC Odyssey?
Correct.
Thank God for
3
that.
points to the
I'll
Golden
take
Lots
it.
Gamer.
I'll take
And
it.
that's
That
from
was a
Adam
layup.
Tyrell at IGN.
That was a layup.
Do you know what? It was easy, but you could have got it wrong.
I could have actually. I'm trying to think what other games involve Spartans, but
I was thinking more just ancient Greece, to be fair.
sure. Or even I can't even think of any. That's
Maybe,
not
maybe
right.
it was easy, actually. Yeah, well. Anyway, so next week will be Jay's turn, I think, and we'll even maybe do a special little Pixel Perfect episode. I haven't made up my mind yet.
Oh, so there's no Pixel this week.
No Pixel this week. No Pixel
Fair
this
enough.
week.
That's very fair.
Jay, would you like to close the show with a quote you put in?
Yeah, I might have to get it up because I can't actually remember what it was.
You want me to read it for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
You can read it if you want to.
No, you're alright. You can read it because I can just explain it.
It's more important to master the cards you're holding than complain about the ones your opponent was dealt.
Yeah, this is actually. Do you want to know where this is from?
Yeah, go on.
This is from Pokemon.
Oh, right. Okay.
I think Ash says it in the anime.
Okay.
It just made me think of like be grateful for what you have and don't like it's almost like don't blame the tools kind of or like
Only
don't blame
use
the other
it.
person necessarily. Like it's more about just sort of like just be thankful for what you have, and not about what maybe someone else has more than you of. Just like a thoughtful thing.
Yeah, man.
I just
I
saw that
like
and
it.
went, oh, okay, yeah, I can kind of like see what they were trying to go for.
Oh, I like it.
Also reminded me of Yu-Gi-Oh because of the cards. I was like, the heart of the cards. I don't know. Just whenever I hear someone talk
Oh
about cards,
God.
that just reminded me of that.
Oh dear.
Random, very
Thank you for your
random.
time this week, Jay. I've
Yeah,
really
yeah.
enjoyed the podcast this week.
Mm.
Looking forward to the next few weeks. I guess Halo's dropping
Yeah, I'm
next
actually.
week.
So
I
you're going to be
guess.
talking about
Like,
that next week, I guess, right?
I
Because
doubt. I
I
don't
don't
think
think
I'll be
I'm going
through
to
it
be
enough
playing
yet.
it, but I
I
don't
think
know.
it'll be the week after.
Is
for
there going to
me.
be co-op in the campaign?
No, it's delayed.
Damn. Okay, I'm gonna have to wait for that then.
Yeah.
So I think that's when I'll play it. I'll play it with co-op with you, probably.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. I'll probably be playing it quite a bit.
Fair enough.
So
Something to
looking
look forward
that.
to for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm in my mind, Jack. I'm just wondering whether I can get something else done before it. But we'll see.
Got to like plan out your gaming.
I know.
No, I'm more of go with the flow, man.
Yeah, quite.
Quite.
So, yeah, we will see you all next week. I'm not sure yet on the schedule, sort of in the middle of the Christmas thing, but like I say, hopefully we'll have some stuff. So keep an eye out.
Yeah.
And we'll see you all next week. Jay, anything else you'd like to say?
I think that's it.
All right. Goodbye, people.
Bye-bye.